Isn't it, brothers and sisters? What makes you afraid like that? Well, sister, my mother was afraid. But my mother, at a certain point, took on the virtue of courage. I'm gonna face whatever it is. And just the change of thought in her mind changed the chemistry of my makeup. Oh. And when I nursed from her breast, I didn't nurse no pump milk. I nursed courage, because mother, courage is not only a mental attitude, it is a chemistry. Fear is chemistry, courage is chemistry, love is chemistry, hate is chemistry. And when the woman is right, she puts the right chemistry into her child's makeup. That's why a wise man don't mess over no woman. A wise man takes care of a woman. A wise man is careful how he handles a woman. A wise man knows how to treat a woman, because a woman makes the future of the man. Yeah. Now, family, look. As you nurse your baby, the baby gets close to the mother. Through the breast, the baby is bonded to the mother. And the mother is nursing not only the strength of the baby, but human characteristics of warmth, tenderness, security, a measure of peace. All of that a mother gives to that child. Isn't that something? This is why, brothers, we have got to see that women are educated. I say this to all Muslims in this audience. I go to the mosques in the world of Islam, and in many of them the women are not present. It's just men. Women are at home with the children or somewhere else. Men study the Quran. It's the same way in the Jewish tradition. The Jews are in the synagogue studying the Torah. They really don't care whether the women master the principles in the Torah or not. And Muslim men don't care whether the women master the principles in the Quran. That's totally wrong. Totally wrong. Because if a woman don't master the teachings of the Quran and the Torah and the gospel, what will she feed to her children other than what she knows? If a woman knows foolishness, she will make a fool out of your children. And that's why Solomon said in the Bible, a wise child maketh a glad father, but a foolish child is the heaviness of its mother. What are you teaching your children? Come on, baby, shake now. Come on. Come on. Show daddy how you do it. Come on, darling. That's because the mom is a fool. She didn't have to be that way. You think that all you're supposed to do is shake? You can make that child great from the womb. Sound can go through water. You think you can't impress the child while it's forming? Of course you can. You can bring it from the womb with a tendency to greatness. All right, enough of that. So after you don't nurse the child, you got to go to work, you drop the child on a babysitter. Babysitter ain't thinking about loving your child. It's business. You put it in the daycare center. It's another number. You come home, you got to cook, you got to clean. Look, I ain't got no time. Sit down. Shut up, sit down. You've been kind and sweet all day at the job, but now you're home and irritable and angry and ugly as you can be, and your child hasn't seen you all day. Sit in front of that television and watch it until I'm ready for you. Now here's another boob tube baby, bonded to a television, bonded to a teddy bear, bonded to that damnable ugly Cabbage Patch beast. Play with your dog. That's why I bought you a dog. Play with your dog. Play with your bird. The dog can't make a human, and the bird can't make a human. The birds play with birds and make birds, and dogs play with dogs and make dogs. You don't have no time to play with your children so you can make a human being. So what you got today is what you earned. You have gotten yourself children that don't respect you, children that cuss you out, children that will knock you down today. It's terrible. And I say to every child in this audience, the worst thing that any of us could do is to disrespect your mothers. That's the worst thing that any of us could do. And even if you think your mother is wrong, still don't you disrespect your mother. Because without your mother, and even your father that you say that no good so-and-so, he may be, but that's the sperm that got you here. So whenever you see him, you ought to be kind to him and recognize that he's a victim of this world's order. You ought to be kind to him and recognize that he's a victim of this world's order. And your mother is a victim of this world's order, and none of us are sent here to judge our parents. All right. Now I'd like to close. And this is the most critical part of the lecture. Do you know why we got this mentality of death? Do you know what life is? Listen, this is critical, and this is wrapping it up. You've been such a beautiful and patient audience. Thank you so very much. Excuse me, Brother Collins. Brothers and sisters, the law of life is obedience to light, to guidance, to knowledge, to God. When we obey God and submit our will to do His will, that and that alone is life. When we rebel against God and become self-willed, that